Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with Ion Cinema, here to review Promising Young Woman, the directorial debut of Emerald Fennell, which premiered at the 2020 Sundance Film Festival and will be released in theaters December 25th, 2020, courtesy of Focus Features, for a bit of what I would absolutely call counter-programming. So Emerald Fennell is perhaps best known as one of the writers of the Sandra Oh television series Killing Eve, which this film is kind of in the similar vein of that. She also played Camilla Parker Bowles on The Crown, but this film is about a woman named Cassie Thomas, played by Carey Mulligan, who is a woman that we meet during one of her very toxic hobbies, which is pretending to be drunk at bars, alone and vulnerable, allowing men to take her home with them, and then kind of surprise and scare them. She has a whole little notebook filled with marks that indicate that she's been doing this a lot. Eventually we learn that 7 years prior she dropped out of medical school because her and her best friend Nina had been sexually assaulted, and it's not made explicit what exactly happened or what her eventual demise, but we assume that she killed herself, and Cassie has been in this state of stagnation. She lives with her parents, played by Clancy Brown and Jennifer Coolidge. We meet her just as she's turning 30, and she works at a coffee shop and a dead-end job, even though she has a wonderful relationship with her supervisor Gail, played by Laverne Cox. All of a sudden one day, things get upended when Ryan walks in, played by Burnham. He recognizes her from medical school. He coerces her into a date. She very reluctantly agrees, and before you know it, they're getting along swimmingly, and he seems to be one of those rarities, a man that has all her interests in mind and can say and do all the right things. But of course his re-entry into her life recreates that window into the past, and his mentioning of a man named Al who's about to get married triggers her, and of course we learn that Al was the main instigator in Nina's demise. So then she goes off and charts kind of a Kill Bill-like list, swath of vengeance against these people from her past, including a cohort named Madison, played by Alison Brie, the dean of the student body, played by Connie, Britton, the lawyer who harassed Nina, played by Alfred Molina. And as we go through this series of revenge tactics, we begin to learn a little bit more here and there. And it's where Promising Young Woman, if you had thought it was at all some kind of morbid dark comedy, increasingly becomes just a morbid film about a very continually topical issue. And I have to say that I was fantastically surprised at Emerald Fennell not ever giving into the easy cathartic tendencies of a revenge film, and in fact I felt quite troubled and bothered for a long time afterwards after finishing the film. I think Carey Mulligan is quite good. I think as she ages she's become more interesting than the young ingenue that we were introduced to her as a decade ago in An Education. I thought she had all the kind of grizzled interiority of a woman who was marked irreparably by this trauma. Great supporting cast, and in fact I think it also establishes this counter-programming, our expectations with Jennifer Coolidge and Shannon and Burnham and Alison Brie even, and Sam Richardson and Adam Brody, and all these people. We think that we're going to be let in on the dark, sardonic streak of comedy that we expect to be there, and it's just not. In fact, things end up being kind of memorably horrific. The film was shot by Benjamin Cracoon, who recently lensed Monsoon, and also The Third Day, the television series. Another favorite of mine in his filmography is Beast, starring Johnny Flynn and Jessie Buckley. The soundtrack also, there's a nice version of Britney Spears' Toxic in there. Juice Newton, memorably, her Angel of the Morning is a pertinent part of the film. Overall, I would give this 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from MyOnCinema.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.